A local art exhibit hopes to bridge the generation gap to help younger generations understand the pains of the past. It's called The People Next Door, Witnessing the Holocaust. Sid is here to tell us more about it. Thank you for joining us, Sid.
You're welcome, Kim.
So I'm going to read this because I don't want to mess it up, but one of the things that was on, and I'm assuming that this is about the film, and it said, when we fail to learn from history, we risk repeating it.
Sure.
So tell me a little bit about The People Next Door.
Well, The People Next Door is a documentary that was created through the Kurt and Tessie Simon Fund for Holocaust Remembrance and produced by Golden Dome Productions. Some people may remember them. And it's a documentary that interviews survivors of the Holocaust who settled in the South Bend area. And the documentary then is used in classrooms, and students are asked to respond with essays, poetry, and physical artwork to the documentary, their reflections about the Holocaust. And then judges, members of the committee, present and past, take a look and read and look and make judgments about who did the best job. And those will be awards will be presented this evening at the library in downtown Mishawaka. Those artworks and the essays will be on display, and I believe some students will be present to share their work with people who are there. It starts at 5 o'clock, and I think goes till about 6:30.
What does it mean? Like, what kind of feedback have you gotten from the students that have actually watched the documentary and then been able to relay their feelings through these art presentations?
Well, of course, the first response is to the horror of it, the reality of the presence of it. This really happened. This really happened to people, the people next door. And then there's the idea of personal responsibility that I think occurs to students frequently. You know, what would I have done? Where would what role would I have played in the midst of something like this? The importance of recognizing the marginalization of members of other communities, recognizing the need to confront prejudice and bigotry, to speak up. I think these are things that occur to students in the study of the Holocaust, and it also leads to discussion of other social justice and issues as well. I know there's a Holocaust scholar named Yehuda Bauer who actually died, I think, within the last year. Professor Bauer noted that the study of the Holocaust is a beginning, not an end. It's a way to generate thought and discussion about the issues that we confront on a daily basis when it comes to how we treat our neighbors.
And you've had help getting this off the ground with the Mishawaka Public Library, correct?
Right, and there are a couple people. Thank you, Ken. I want to be sure and mention Youth Services Coordinator Stephanie Maggart and Community Actions Manager Judy Lukowski, who I think may have been working with you.
I think she was, yes.
On setting this up. So we want to be sure and recognize them. We've had a really good, the Kurt and Tessie Simon Fund for Holocaust Remembrance, I'm a member of the board, has had a really good relationship with the Mishawaka Library for the past 4 or 5 years. And a lot of that has to do with our board president, Joe Bauer, who's really done a lot to take us maybe a little further out into the wider community with this sort of work.
Is there one particular exhibit that the students have submitted that stands out in your mind?
One that really stands out in my mind, and this, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten her name, but there's a young woman who writes poetry, which is really, really effective. Her work really stands out in my mind right now. Of course, there are a lot of others whose names I can't also remember. This year we had 71 entries from 7 area schools. Wow. And I helped judge the essays, and I think the essays this year were better than they'd ever been. So,
wow.
But as far as attaching one name to those, I can't do that. You'll have to come tonight, Kim,
I know, right?
And check it out.
That's right. That's right.
And maybe talk to some of the students.
Yeah, and some of them will be present this evening, correct?
Right. And yeah, it starts at 5 o'clock. The public's welcome. It's part of Yom HaShoah observance, which is actually happening this week. There's also a play about actually one of the people who are interviewed for The People Next Door is featured in a play that's being presented at the Civic Theater tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
I'd suggest people go, but my understanding is that it's already sold out.
Well, that's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sid. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing this important work.
Sure.
Thank you. If you would like to learn more about any part of the exhibit, the documentary, or projects, just head over to one of the websites on your screen now.